It's Barnes and Leslie. We are your Morning X. Hey, a lot of action on The Steve Show, starring Steve, executive produced by Steve. Today, between 10 and 3, coming up just a little bit, he'll have another chance at the Bonnaroo VIP package. Also, Simple Minds, Soft Cell, and Modern English, all coming together. He's got tickets to that, all that, and so much more, because Steve keeps it all for himself. That's The Steve Show. Today, starting in just a bit here at 10 on 99X. Leslie Fram out in L.A. What a night last night for the Grammys.
What a night. And, you know, they have this thing, Barnes, called the pre-telecast, the premiere ceremony, where all the other awards are handed out. And so I wanted to go through some of the rock and alternative stuff. Didn't know if you saw that or not.
I did, but that's a bummer they don't put that on the TV part.
It's hard. Then you would have another 3 hours to add to the show.
I know, but take out some of the other stuff that's kind of and put it in.
Okay, this is wild. Beating out Pearl Jam, beating out Green Day, The Black Keys, St. Vincent, Idols for Best Rock Performance, The Beatles, Now and Then.
That beats all those for Best Rock?
Unbelievable.
Is that like a career thing? Like they're doing that because it's...
Could be.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting is, fortunately, Sean Ono Lennon was in the audience because he had won previously for some album artwork and album packaging. So he got up to accept the award, and he was like, hey, the message of the Beatles, peace and love, let's keep it going. Best rock song, here we go. This started the sweep for Annie Clark from St. Vincent. She was the winner for Broken Man. So she won Best Rock Song, again, beating out like the Black Keys, beating out everybody. And it got to the point where she kept coming up and winning things. It was almost like she was embarrassed, but she had a great record. Barnes, a former guest of ours, won Best Rock Album.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the Stones get that.
Hackney Diamonds. I love that record.
I know, but all these are just kind of weird, like Beatles, Stones. What are we, 60s again?
It's winning over the Black Crowes, Fountains DC, Idols, Green Day, Pearl Jam, and Jack White.
And St. Vincent, explain this to me, with the Grammys, it always seems to go this way. It was like this for John Mayer back in the day. It seems like they win one, and then they just start rolling, and it's like the committee, anything they do, they give them a Grammy.
And she's really cool, but check this out. She won Best Alternative Music Performance and Best Alternative Music Album. Swept.
Damn, you go.
Yeah, she was great on the show as well. Some really good moments. One other thing, though, that I wanted to mention, Jimmy Carter wins a posthumous Grammy for his audiobook. And his grandson got up with a bunch of other people to accept that award. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Presenting the first award of the night, LA guys, Anthony Kiedis and Chad Smith. I thought it was really cool that they came out. You know, you got to have LA representation, which is what the show did basically all night. So here's Anthony and Chad.
This is my brother, and we love LA.
I love you.
I love you a lot.
You look dapper.
You look great.
You too.
As the song once said,
sometimes I feel like my only friend
is the city I live in.
the city of angels.
Lonely as I am,
Together
we cry. With so many of our friends, hello, and neighbors losing so much over the past month, there have been a lot of heartbreak and a lot of tears.
And none of us have ever seen a devastation like the wildfires that have come and with our city and has done so much devastation. But we've also have seen the amazing ways that everyone has come together to help one another.
So tonight, let's get it on, and let's all get vocal about supporting our friends and neighbors who need help rebuilding their lives. These are this year's nominees for Best Pop Vocal Album.
I think a lot of people were really surprised to see Will Smith on stage, of course, for the big tribute for Quincy Jones, his lifelong mentor. He told a really cool story, too, about Quincy Jones, but here he is to kind of kick off this huge Quincy Jones tribute.
This past year, we lost one of the most groundbreaking and influential figures of our times. Quincy Jones. In his 91 years, Q touched countless lives. But I have to say, he changed mine forever. You probably wouldn't even know who Will Smith was if it wasn't for Quincy Jones. Quincy was the executive producer of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're on set, and I'm working through a scene, and somebody says, Will, Quincy wants to see you. And I go, and Quincy's standing, he got his hands on his hips, and he's at the snack table, and he's looking at the snacks. He said, so this is the food that you think the people on your set should eat? And he said something to me that became the absolute center of how I wanted to have my career, how I wanted to live my life. He looked right in my face and he said, it is your job to take care of these people. And I've done everything I can through my career to try to live up to Quincy's demand.
I know that's a big deal for Will Smith to be on an award show because it was the Oscars, right, where he did the slap?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And he hasn't been on one since. And here he is.
He's made a full-on comeback that no one really expected to move that quickly.
Big time. And there he was on the Grammy stage last night. I have to say, Janelle Monáe doing Can't Stop Till You Get Enough. Like, seriously channeling Michael Jackson. Obviously, they showed a lot of videos of the catastrophe out here in L.A., which is really hard to watch. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house. And then you've got the in-memoriam. And you know who came out? Chris Martin. I mean, this is like the perfect song for an in-memoriam moment. And remember, he did that whole video with Dick Van Dyke, but Chris Martin was amazing.
We never expected any of this stuff. We actually sit and think about it. We've done some amazing things.
We've been
Yeah, it's always tough to, you know, how many people you're going to mention on the show, but obviously everyone that passed over the year is at Grammy.com. But, you know, you see people and you're like, wow, I forgot about that. You know, the coolest thing I think that they did, Barnes, was highlight 4 businesses in LA that, you know, obviously lost everything from the fires, and they gave them all commercials. And then an artist would show up to be in the commercial with them. But
oh, wow, the artist. I didn't catch any of those. So the artist, they had artists in the commercials?
yeah, the artist would come in the commercial, you know, which I thought was really clever. And honestly, like the Avril Lavigne was in the one for the skater shop. And so it kind of gives back. And they gave him a free 30-second commercial in the Grammys.
Well, how about all the other ones that did not get those commercials? I'm sure they're going to be complaining. But that is cool for 4 people to get that. That's huge.
4 people to get it and kind of really highlight it. And yeah, I want you to watch this. This is the one with Avril Lavigne.
Pally Skates was the longest running female-owned skate shop in the country.
Pally Skates has been around since the 1990s, so it's like really old.
Pally Skates was more than a place just to get cool gear. It was like our second home.
When it burnt down, it kind of felt like we lost a big part of our community.
We may not have a physical location anymore, but we will rebuild. And in the meantime, you can support us online by shopping our new website with our new merchandise, and we even hired a new model.
You guys can go to pallyskates.net to support this amazing small business and the skater boys and skater girls.
We love Pally Skates!
Just thought it was a great night for music and honestly celebrating LA and everything that they've lost. The tone was set. It was a celebration, raising a lot of money. Love that California Dreamin' with Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga together, kind of doing a stripped down version of California Dreamin'. But all in all, I thought it was a great Grammy show.
Good wrap up. We were supposed to all be there doing the show. Once the fires happened, we pulled out and put our Airbnb back so someone else could use it, and I just didn't think the vibe would be right. Is the vibe in LA odd at all?
It is odd. I mean, people are all telling stories about either someone they know that lost everything or having to be evacuated. I mean, it's going to be a long road ahead. It really is.
Yeah.
But man, the money that was raised not only last night, but for fire aid, it's really strong. People coming together.
This is a PSA, or public sock announcement. Experts have declared Bombas socks as the best way to warm up chilly feet. These pairs are super cushy, soft, and designed for maximum coziness. Plus, for every pair purchased, another pair will be donated, so someone in need of essential clothing can stay warm this winter. Go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.